Hey there, I am doing a tapping offering today because I've seen this. It's always interesting. At times I see patterns in the work that I do, and that's why I really sort of follow enough astrology to, I find it really fascinating because on certain weeks when people seem to have a similar thing going on, I think, oh, there's something to that. So what I wanted to tap on today is this idea of when you feel like you just want to give up, or if life feels too hard. I think I should change the title of this to Life Feels Too Hard. I know we've all been there at times where we have those moments like it's just too hard. I can't do this anymore. I don't know where to go. And we feel that, hey, Barbara, that hopelessness and helplessness about it. So, it's just, yeah, life feels too hard. That's probably a better title for this, but you just want to kind of give up. You're like, I'm just sort of done. So let's start on a karate chop. So actually take a breath, get centered, call to mind a moment, a time where you felt, I'm just done. This is too hard. This just feels too hard. And start on the karate chop. Even though life just feels too hard right now, this all just feels too hard. I choose to acknowledge I feel this way now. Even though it just feels too hard, I just feel like giving up. I deeply and profoundly accept myself now. Even though life just feels too hard, sometimes I just want to give up. I choose to honor my feelings now. Sorry about that. Go to the eyebrow. It just feels too hard. Life just feels too challenging sometimes. And I feel like I just want to give up. And what if what's happening is that little kid in me felt this way before? What if that child inside of me had kind of that rude awakening that life can be really hard? It was this moment in my childhood when I woke up to life being hard, to life being challenging. It's funny this is happening with my eye. It feels so hard. Maybe I was a carefree child. Things were going really well for me. And then all of a sudden, I had this experience. This is too hard. I don't want to be a part of this. And it probably happened before I had accurate vocabulary for this. So that feeling got embedded in my nervous system. And now as an adult, things can activate this part of me. That young child in me that feels overwhelmed. This is just too hard. I just want to give up. That child in me that wasn't given guidance and direction on how to deal with these potent emotions. So now these emotions take over. That child in me gets activated. And I go into life is too hard. I just want to give up. And what if right here, right now, I'm honoring that child in me, giving them a voice, being present with this part of me so it can heal and find relief. And I'm in presence with this part of me right here and now. And take a breath. And we're going to do another couple rounds here. So if you think about that times when you feel that, we feel that potent emotion, we feel overwhelmed. I felt it. We're like, this is just too hard. Like, I didn't sign up for this. I don't want this. And when I really stay present, it's that child. And I can float back to just times in my life as a kid where all of a sudden it was like, this is too hard. I mean, I think about in my own life, little life experiences I had. I mean, many of you that are in this group know the story. When I was 6 months old, my whole family was in a car accident, and I was like left with a nanny for a while. And so that changes you in your nervous system. And I see where those abandonment issues can show up in my life. And you think about, for you as a child, like, children are play-free, carefree, and then all of a sudden things happen and it chips away at that carefreeness in them, and they start to make vows here. It's really fascinating as I'm putting this tapping certification together. I love going back through this stuff, and really I was doing the segment on vows, and vows are super powerful. So vows are things we make as a child where we have this potent experience, and then all of a sudden it's like, I make this vow, something so in my eye, make this vow, like, vows are like, money is the root of all evil. I'll never love again. I can't trust this. So we make vows as kids. So let's just do a final round here. Oh my God. I know I got a hair in my eye. Interesting. Karate chop. Even though I have this child in me that made some vows, I choose to honor my feelings now. Even though that child in me felt overwhelmed and scared. This is too hard. I just want to give up. I choose to honor these feelings now. Even though I have a child in me who gets activated, who feels this is just too hard, I choose to honor my feelings now. Hi, Grace, and go to the eyebrow. This feeling that it's just too hard. This feeling that I want to give up. This feeling of overwhelm. This just feels too difficult. And it triggers so many different parts of me. That little kid gets so activated and overwhelmed and feels worthless. Feels like they just don't matter. And what if I'm doing the best thing I can right now? I'm giving presence to this part of me. Giving this part of me a voice. Honoring everything I went through. And what if this is exactly what this part of me needs? just to have expression for these feelings, to feel heard and witnessed. And what if, by doing this for this part of me now, I start to find relief? That child in me doesn't feel worthless, doesn't feel so overwhelmed. And slowly but surely, I start to remember the truth of my being. This is temporary. And the truth of me is, I was born brilliant, born totally, utterly worthy, born deserving of every good thing. And what if? That makes all the difference. I slowly wake up to the truth of my being and remember the truth of me now. And take a breath. Wow, interesting tapping. The I now grace. It's a free-for-all. So anyway, when we feel that, to me, the most important thing, hey Lauren, hey Barbara again, is to remember this is an aspect of me. It feels like it's all of us. This is to me where you, like, who's running my show right now is invaluable. I have a very activated child in me right now that feels worthless, that feels overwhelmed, that feels it's too hard, that feels like they just want to give up. So you give attention and presence to that part of you, and you start to separate from that part of you and realize this is a part of me. And it doesn't mean that in that moment you're still not going to feel those super active feelings. Hey, Janine, but it starts to change over time. Janine, I'm going to get in touch with you. We got to get our interview. I'm been working, putting the modules together. So Janine's one of the experts in the tapping certification. I'm so excited. She agreed to say yes. She's a wonderful, beautiful powerhouse of a human being. So, as we all are. So Lauren, Barbara, anyone that's watching, but it's just to start to separate and go, that's an aspect of me. And it takes time and it takes patience. You know the story, many of you, about like when my husband and I would get in this and I'd be like, we got to work this out. My kid was so activated, and just being aware first was huge. And then through that awareness, I could slowly start to shift it. In the beginning, I couldn't do anything. I would still be activated, but I was just aware, like, oh my God, my kid's activated. I couldn't stop a thing, but I kept tapping through it. And then over time, it started changing. I have a very different experience with it now. Doesn't mean that part of me can't get activated again here and there, but it does. But I can manage it so much better than I ever could before. So that's it for today, everyone. Janine, great to see you. Lauren, Diane, great to see you. Barbara, and we'll see you on the next tapping, whenever that is. All right, I have an idea for March. All right, bye for now.